Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. We are finishing Maseches Challah and we are starting Maseches Orlah. Let's get into it. The last Mishnah, Maseches Challah, Perek Dal, Mishnah Yud Aleph, Ben Antininus, Hele Bechoros Mi Bovel. Antininus, Rabbi Antininus, I don't know. He was an important person in Bovel. Maybe he's a Roman general. I don't know. Velo Kiblu Mimenu, he brought Bechoros. Um, Whether it's Bikurim or it's talking about firstborn animals, not clear, but they didn't accept it from him because he wasn't Jewish. Yosef HaKohen, Hevi Bikura Yain V'Shem Lo Kiblu Menu. Yosef HaKohen brought Bikurim from wine and oil, V'Lo Kiblu Mimenu, because according to the Rav Vadia Bar Tanura, initially when he harvested the grapes and the olives, he did it not for the wine and the olive oil, he did it for the grape itself and the olive itself. Afhu hela as banav b'nei beis halasas pesach chatim mishalayim. Additionally, this Yosef HaKohen, he brought his children who were not bar mitzvah or bar mitzvah to Pesach Sheni in Yerushalayim. They sent them back. They said you can't participate in Pesach Sheni. Shlik davar chova. People think, right, the only person who has to bring Pesach Sheni is someone who was bar mitzvah or bar mitzvah at the time of Pesach Rishon, and they weren't. So people will think that Pesach Sheni, even if you're a katan, Ariston hevi bekure mapamya. Bekiblu menam nesh amra kona besurya kikona bepar var shibushalayim. Ariston, different person. He bought bekure mapamya. Apamya apparently was a place, a city in Syria. I don't know what modern day Syria city it would be. And they took it from him because Syria they treated like the suburbs of Jerusalem. The suburbs of Jerusalem where I live. Telstone is one of the suburbs of Jerusalem. That's like the same thing as Eretz Yisrael. I will explain this more in Ian Mitzion based on the previous Mishnayos. Let's get into Maseches Orlah. Let's start with Maseches Orlah. Masechta Orlah, Paragal, Mishnah Aleph. Orlah basically, if you don't know what it is, it means when you plant a fruit tree. Really, it means that Eretz Yisrael. It also applies to Chutz La'aretz, but there are differences between halachos in Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz, but it applies even to Chutz La'aretz. First 3 years of a fruit-bearing tree, you're not allowed to benefit from it. Fourth year, you're allowed to benefit, but you have to bring the fruits to Yerushalayim and eat it there. And the fifth year is when you can benefit from it. This is all my Bar Mitzvah Parsh Barsh Kedoshim, first Psukim in the Torah, and only close to the Eitz Michael, a fruit-bearing tree. And that's why Mishnah says, Hanotel Siyag, sometimes you put trees around your property in order to act as a border wall. Ulakoros, or you planted the tree for the wood, even though it's a fruit-bearing tree, it has good wood. So you planted, that was your intention when you planted it. Potum and Orlah, there's no Orlah on those trees, even if it bears fruits. You can take those fruits, you could benefit from them right away. Yossi Omer, Afilu Amar, Apnimi Lamaycha, Vachitzon Litziag, Apnimi Chaya, Vachitzon Potter. Even in one tree, he said, one branch I'm going to use for the fruit, and one I'm going to use as a boundary, the border for my property. So the one that's a border, the outside one, if it bears fruit, you can eat from that fruit. And the inside one is orally, you have to wait. You can't eat from that fruit during the first 3 years. We don't possibly Rabbi Yossi, according to the Rav Vadia Bar Tanura. And seemingly, I guess, it doesn't say what the halacha is in this case. What did Tanna Kama say about this? Do we treat it as not Orlah or Orlah? It's not really clear. I would imagine that we treat the whole thing as Orlah because it has parts of it that are Michael, it's Michael, and therefore the whole thing is Orlah, and you can't benefit even from the outer branches. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion, where we'll discuss the last Mishnah, Maseches Challah, to add on to the previous Ian Mitzion's that we've been talking about in the previous couple of Mishnayos. See you there, coming up next.